Okay. Hey guys, it's Lauren. So today I wanted to talk about a subject that is very close to my heart and that I sometimes have to remind myself of too. And that is kind of ways to avoid relapsing back into your anorexia. And I'm speaking specifically about anorexia because that's the only one I have personal history with. I wanted to put this in here. I already filmed the video, but I forgot to say this in the beginning. I am not a doctor, so don't take what I say as like the Holy Bible. I'm not, certified in any of this, but I do have a history with anorexia, and these are things that have helped me in the past and sometimes present. So yeah, let's go on with the video. So today we'll be talking about 7 ways to avoid a relapse. Let's start with numero uno. Don't let yourself go too hungry. This one is a big one for me. I think it is by far my biggest trigger, which we'll get into. We'll get into triggers. It's by far one of my biggest triggers into any kind of negative eating disorder thought. I have been recovered for almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years, June 17th. So I don't have these thoughts very often, but when I do, it's usually because I let myself get too hungry. And that feeling of hunger is like super familiar, and something about it just like brings me back into a time when I would not eat. And so not letting myself be that hungry is really helpful. Number 2, have an accountability partner. I don't have one necessarily anymore. I have a lot of people that I can go to about my eating, but when I say accountability partner, I mean someone that you can message, 3 times a day. I ate breakfast, I ate lunch, I ate dinner, like that will keep you on track. Because when you have someone who is there for you and thinking about you and will help you and creates a safe space for you to express any kind of negative feelings you're having, or and you can reciprocate that. A lot of the times, two people with eating disorders will be each other's accountability partners, and it's super helpful. So when you're feeling like maybe I'm gonna relapse, maybe try and find someone who can hold you accountable for a little bit. It doesn't have to be forever, just until those feelings of like, oh, I'm definitely kind of going off the deep end a little bit, go away. The third one is be mindful of your thoughts. This one is kind of a trick I learned in therapy, a shorter version, because the one I learned in therapy, there was like a worksheet involved and all that fun stuff. So this is my own little twist on it. So like the second you have a thought about not eating or over-exercising, or about calories, or about your weight, or about anything eating disorder related, try acknowledging the thought, kind of like accepting it. Figure out where you're feeling, what you're feeling, acknowledging that it's there, because if you avoid it, then it's just going to come back. So you need to acknowledge it and really think about what you're thinking, and give a positive spin to it. So like if you say, I'm not going to eat lunch today, you can be like, okay, so I don't feel like eating lunch. I know that's a feeling that my eating disorder gives me, but a thought I can change it to is, I'm going to eat lunch today because I know my body will thank me in the end, because it will. You can do this really with like any kind of negative thought. Like if you think I'm not good enough, you can, you know, acknowledge the thought, feel it in your body, it's there, acknowledge it, but switch it up. If I were to like switch that up, I'd be like, I'm worthy of living a happy and healthy life. It sounds so cheesy, but when you train your brain to take these thoughts and move it to a positive place, you're less likely to have those negative thoughts in the future, especially if you're acknowledging them. Number 4 is one I love to do, and that is a social media cleanse. I unfollow people all the time, and it's not necessarily because I don't like them, it's just because they don't make me feel good about myself, and that's not their fault. That's just how I'm feeling. So if you need to go on all your social media apps, unfriend, unfollow, unsubscribe, anyone you need to in order to get your head back into a positive space. Number 5, make a therapy appointment. If you are lucky enough to have a therapist and are able to have a therapist and can afford a therapist, then make an appointment as soon as possible. That even means if you haven't been in therapy for a little bit, that means making an appointment, finding a therapist that will work for you, because when you're feeling this feeling of I want to go back into my old ways, I'm going to relapse, and I'm scared, and just all kinds of feelings, having someone to talk to who is kind of like a mediator in the situation between your brain and yourself, because those two are different, then I think that can be super helpful. So make a therapy appointment, please. I'm begging you, go to therapy. Go to therapy, please. Number 6 is avoid triggers. And I know as someone who has recovered from an eating disorder and spent many years you know, not liking myself, I would purposefully trigger myself. I would, you know, look at photos that would trigger my eating disorder. I would watch videos on YouTube. I would watch movies. I would watch TV shows. I would do anything so that that negative voice in my head was being fueled, because I didn't think I deserved better. So we need to try and actively avoid doing that kind of thing, that kind of stuff. So if that means turning off your phone and your computer for a day and just like relaxing and journaling about how you're feeling, then, you know, do that. And that also helps just not being accidentally triggered, because when you're in a sensitive spot, you know, the internet can be a cruel place. So you don't want to accidentally trigger yourself as well. I apologize for my TV changing back there. Do you see puppies? The puppies are right there. How cute. Okay. Lastly, number 7, and that is be kind to yourself. Rest, relax, practice good hygiene, do something that makes you feel good, start a new hobby, do something kind for yourself, because we live in a day and age with COVID, and I mean, we still got, I mean, it just turned the 19th when I filmed this, like half an hour ago. It turned January 19th. We have 24 hours with this current president we got here, and we don't know what could happen, so it's stressful. But anyway, not to get political, sorry. Yeah, just be kind to yourself. Do something that makes you feel good. Okay, so I hope those were helpful. I hope you are doing well, and I hope you liked the video. I don't know. I will talk to you later. Okay? Subscribe, comment, like, all that. See you later. Bye.